Okay, so we would like to now bring to the podium the Permanent Secretary of Tourism, Mr. John Hanley, to give an overview on the Homestay program. Round of applause for John Hanley.
Pleasant good morning to everyone. As was announced, it is my responsibility to take you through the Nevis Homestay program. As you are aware, in St. Kitts and Nevis, tourism is a major contributor to our economic sector. As we prepare for the 50th anniversary of Culturama, the Ministry of Tourism, the Nevis Tourism Authority, and the Culturama Secretariat are collaborating to expand the accommodation sector through a homestay program. This is in response to the high demand of requests to book accommodations by visitors and returning nationals during the Culturama 50 period. So in terms of the objectives of this program, the C50 Homestay program, the overall goal is that this product represents the aim of achieving sustainable tourism development and also attaining growth in community-based tourism. The goal of this product is for tourists to interactively engage in aspects of our local culture, such as our local cuisine, festivals, and the traditions that will be showcased at Culturama. And the broad aims are to provide alternative and affordable accommodations to visitors. As the minister said, we're expecting so many people that the island might sink a few inches. So we want to make sure that our accommodation is affordable and that we have sufficient. We also want to offer an enriching and authentic Nevision experience that will bring economic benefit to the locals, also to assist in attaining sustainable tourism and the promotion of tourism within rural communities. And our final aim is to spread tourism spending and boost economic development overall. So we have 3 categories for the Nevis Homestay program. The first category is the true Nevision experience, where persons will get the opportunity to rent a room in a real Nevision home, and they will be in a shared space with a real Nevision family. The second category is our apartments and guest houses, whereas our next category would be luxury Nevision homes and villas. Now, there are some minimum requirements for our homeowners. And we have gone out of our way to make sure that these requirements are as simple as possible, because, of course, we want as many persons as possible to participate in the program. So we have a very basic, a very simple application form that we will ask them to complete. We are going to ask them to present one national photo ID, such as your passport, for example, a picture of the apartment or the villa or the duplex or the house to be rented, a description of the location of the premises, a copy of the house rules, a signed assurance of restriction of animals on property, because even though people love their dogs, we want to make sure that our guests are safe. And we also want to have emergency contact details. Now, Nevis is known to have a very high quality or very high standard in terms of accommodation. And we want to make sure, although we want to make sure that it is very simple, we also want to make sure that we do not compromise our very high standards that we are known all over the region and internationally for. So persons who are participating in the program, these are the basic amenities or the basic standards that we expect them to have. They must be able to provide private furnished bedrooms with secure windows and doors, fresh laundered bed linen on each bed and at least 2 pillows per bed, at least 1 bath towel and 1 face towel per guest, access to a shared or private bathroom, access to a fully furnished shared or private kitchen, and we need a wardrobe or some sort of storage space for clothes, access to laundry facilities, or simply a washroom with a clothes and line. Of course, we have to have a garbage bin and bags. And in this wireless age, this age of wireless connection, the participant must have wireless internet access. Of course, our visitors will be bringing their devices, so there would need to be power sockets in the room. Some persons have 110 power, some persons have 220, whatever power source you have, but once there are power sockets in the room, that is very important. The rooms must be well lit, and there must be access to a clothes iron and ironing board, and of course the room must be ventilated, so there needs to be either a fan or air conditioning. The inspection process is very simple, the inspection and certification process. So one is required to submit the basic documents and information, and once those are submitted to the Nevis Tourism Authority, a date will be agreed upon between the inspection team and the homeowner for inspection, and there will be a list of mandatory requirements provided to the homeowner. We are doing it this way so that we don't have too much back and forth. Once the person has signed up, we make sure that they know exactly what is expected so that they're already prepared when the inspection team comes. The inspection team will comprise persons from the Culturama Secretariat, the Nevis Tourism Authority, and the Ministry of Tourism. If the property passes inspection, then a certificate will be issued and also an information packet. And also the property will be listed on the NTA website. If there's a shortcoming, then the areas for improvement will be discussed and a subsequent date for inspection will be set out. Now, I mentioned a while ago the Nevis Homestay Information Packet. What does that contain? And let me point out, this packet will be a digital packet. It will contain a welcome letter, a map of Nevis, a copy of the taxi rate fares, a copy of the ferry schedules, a list of restaurants or dining options, Culturama 50 calendar of events, QR codes pointing to the C50 and Nevis tourism links, our websites and social media platforms, and a copy of the homestay rules and the guidelines. What are visitors required to bring? They are required to complete an application form, and as I said earlier, we are trying to keep it as simple as possible. So a very basic, very simple application form. They must provide their passport, and they must also provide their contact details. Visitors will also be required to sign a simple agreement with the homeowner that would include the terms and conditions, the costs, the duration of the stay, and other necessary inclusions. I said earlier that part of the homestay experience is to make sure that persons immerse themselves in our culture. And we will be presenting food or dining options. The first option is that the guests may arrange with the host to provide meals at an agreed cost at the homestay property. Secondly, the Nevis Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism will provide a list of restaurants and authentic Nevisian culinary experiences where patrons can support local business owners. It is very important for persons who are coming to support the local enterprises. And that's a very important part of this experience that we're putting forward. And thirdly, our guests will be encouraged to participate in culinary experiences which will take place around the general time of Culturama, preceding, during, etc., such as the Nevis Mango Festival And as we should be aware by now, this year we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Nevis Mango Festival. And we also will be celebrating Restaurant Week. Restaurant Week usually takes place around the middle of July, between the 2nd and 3rd week. The date has not been finalized as yet, but as soon as the date has been finalized, we will publish that so that persons will have these options at their disposal. So looking forward, it is anticipated that the Nevis Homestay program, while launched specifically for Culturama 50, will become a regular feature of our product offering. And we expect that the program will be expanded over time to include additional offerings, probably some surprise announcements, you never know, and incentives, and these will be revealed at the appropriate time. I want to thank you for your kind attention.